Hey, what's up everybody, it's Devin here, and we're back with it with Postponed. Today we're talking about your boy, Dr.Sebi. He's gonna let you know how melanin and dietary and how these things work, and protein. He is the guru. A little bit about Dr.Sebi. I believe he does subscribe to the Afrocentrism model, which if you don't know what Afrocentrism is, it basically assumes that African Americans are the superior race. You know, talk about being racist. And he's also, a pseudo-science dietarian who, was in a lawsuit with Michael Jackson and a couple other people. And we're just gonna have a good old time here, listening to him get this interview from what appears to be a 1980s VHS tape. So, let's get started.
What is melanin and what is carbon? Tell us about those two minerals, or whatever they are.
Oh man, you know you're off to an awful fucking start, right? You're off to a terrible start whenever the lady that's interviewing goes, what is carbon and what is melanin? Minerals, and she calls them minerals. Oh boy. Carbon is a basic element. It makes up pretty much just about all life forms. We are carbon-based life forms by nature. Most human beings and anything that's alive is made up of carbon. It is not a mineral because minerals are actually made up of different atoms and different mixes of metals and whatnot.
Melanin is not a mineral.
Okay.
Melanin is a word that was used to describe a certain biological function. But that particular identification or category or thing
or class or division or grade or kind or list or level or rank or section or tier or grouping, I can use synonyms for categories as well. Are you gonna make your point?
Melanin is a European identification of what they think activates those neurons in our body that makes us black.
I think everybody here needs to grab a basic concept of what melanin is. Melanin is a broad term for a group of natural pigments found in most organisms. For pigment, if you want to know what a pigment is, it's essentially something that absorbs light and changes the color reflective by absorbing different wavelengths of light. It's a very complicated thing. Again, this is why I encourage you guys to look into it, but that's what melanin is. Melanin is produced by the oxidation of the amino acid tyrosine, which is a protein, which is what we're going to get into here later on. And it's produced by things in your cells called melanocytes.
But when you break down our body, our biological structure, into what we would have to put it in, which is chemistry, biochemistry.
Look at his face. Hold on. I'm trying to make his face. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I gotta tilt it off to the left a little bit. Okay. Did I do it? Hey, look, I tried.
Melanin has no place. It's not to be found. What is found in the body that is attributed to melanin is carbon. Carbon not only determines the quality of life in black folks, carbon determines the quality of life in every living plant that exists that is natural.
He said black folks and plants, but he also didn't fail to mention that carbon is also the thing that makes up every living thing on this earth. Everything that is alive is a carbon-based life form that we know of. The basis of our chemical reactions that make up our body are from carbon. Just want to make that clear, not just black folks and plants. Okay.
If carbon is absent, there's no life. Melanin, what is it? I don't know.
I could just fucking end the video right here. I could just end it. I could end the video right there. We're done. We could just be done. we literally could be just done right there. Heat melanin. I don't know. There you go. You don't know anything, dog. Just stop. Just stop talking.
White folks talk about protein. What is protein? They say one of the 19 amino acids, the building blocks of life. But I know for a fact that that is not a true statement. Because protein, if it was the building block of life, what happened to the gorilla that lives 180 years without eating anything that's contained protein?
Yes, your body is made of proteins. One of the 19 building blocks of life. That is what your DNA is made of. It is what all these, what it is, you are basically made and you depend upon proteins that make up your body. You are proteins, right? Okay, glad we got that established. So now I want to attack this little gorilla thing, because I don't know, I never heard gorillas. Well, apparently the oldest living gorilla in the care of humans is thought to be 61 years old. But I mean, I'm talking like what is the world's oldest gorilla at Berlin Zoo? 61? I guess the oldest gorilla was 61 years old in captivity. I mean, the one out in nature. I mean, if you got evidence to suggest that a gorilla out in the wild was 100-something years old, which how would you even know if you didn't study it for generations? The same exact one and had it tagged, which I don't think anybody has done in the past. Then I can't verify your fact that gorillas have lived to be 100-something years old, and I don't think you can either. Oh, and one last thing. You know, he was saying about, like, you know, they don't eat protein. I mean, there is protein in plants. Just so you're aware, Dr. Sebi, there is protein in plants. Sometimes even more protein than there are in other meats.
Unless they're gonna say that the plants contain protein too. They're always saying things, and because we have no laboratories.
Thank you, Teach.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure she just said, thanks, Teach. Like he's like the leading expert in science or something. Like, preach, you know? And the claim that he's about to make is like, you know, white people always say things. It's like, yeah, we say things, but then whenever we say something, we make a claim, we do evidence. The scientific process, we make a hypothesis, we test that hypothesis. Is it failed? Is it faulty? And then we also submit the papers and our findings to peer review, so then they can try and replicate or understand what the concept is, see where we failed, and then go back to the drawing board. Because of this process that we have in the scientific, arena, this is why we have progressed so far in the world with all the engineerings and sciences and health and, you know, medicine, something I don't think you really believe in, but that's how we've gotten so far from these white folks in the labs, which also I don't want that to sound racist, but we also have black folks who also are scientists.
To investigate those things, then we have to swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Miss Frances Welsing mentioned melanin. And I asked her, what is this thing? And I know she could not adequately answer the question because she was trained by someone European. So when you are trained by a European and told these things, you have to regurgitate these things. But
because you were trained and were taught something that has been proven as a scientific fact, right? That's regurgitation. You have that, you can't prove it because what it is she couldn't prove it to your satisfaction. She's not saying what you want to hear. That's the truth of the matter.
Remember, it is like a brother recommended that you use comfrey for your bones. That is in the books.
Oh God, it's glitching out. I think the thing's breaking because he said the word comfrey, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I looked it up. I spelled it 15 different ways. Comfrey, Humphrey. Dumfrey. I don't know what the fuck you want, bro. Like, I can't figure out what the hell you're trying to say here. I don't get it. But whatever it might be for your bones, maybe it was some kind of pseudoscience. I don't know.
But when you look at the comfrey bit, you find that comfrey contains starch. Again, another European philosophy. Melanin falls under the same category. It is a belief.
Melanin is a belief, ladies and gentlemen. It's a belief. That's right. Melanin, why your skin burns and then, tans, and why you darken from the sunlight and exposure to the sunlight. Why people are black because they're born with more melanin. Why I'm so fucking pasty and white. All a lie. It's all fake. It's all fake news. That's right. The reason why we're all black and white. Do you know why, Dr. Sebi? Do you know why we're all black and white?
Not a reality.
Crickets. That's all I hear is crickets.
I was told in Washington, D.C. that I was violating one of the most sacred code or law of nutrition when I deprive a killer trout of protein. So I asked Dr. Steinberg and Dr. Glutt at the Georgetown Pediatric Hospital. Did you give her protein 5 times a day? You did. Was she under your care for 2 years? Yes. Now, she did not receive any of those things that you call protein, and she no longer has sickle cell anemia.
See, this is what I mean. This guy claimed that he healed sickle cell anemia by not giving someone, feeding them protein. And I don't know how he didn't feed them protein, because even if they went for a vegan diet, there is protein in plants. All living things that we consume are made of protein. So I don't understand how that would have occurred and how you didn't give them protein and they were then again cured sickle cell anemia, which I don't think has ever been heard of by naturalistic or wholesome causes, but we'll keep going with that.
So where is the validity of this thing we call protein? Is it equity or is it deficit? We don't know.
We do know. You are made of protein. You talking about that there's no protein in plants. Plants are made of protein. We know what protein is.
Many was asking me, well, why are you so concerned with the scientific aspect of this thing? I say it is necessary.
Or maybe you're a pseudo doctor who's trying to sell his holistic causes and things to people who will buy your horseshit crazy stuff. And then whenever they buy it and then they waste their money on your diet plan and everything and claim that you are this amazing doctor who knows all of these things, you can make some serious cash and dough off of it. Or maybe you really do believe that there is no such thing as protein.
Not to heal. To heal it is necessary to understand the scientific aspect of it. But you must understand the herb that corresponds with the disease that is manifesting. And the only way you could do that in the Western world, and to prove that you would be respected as someone that could be of usefulness, is to enhance oneself with the words that describe certain things.
I think you should do that. I literally think, Mr. Sebi, that you should sit down and learn these terms and try to understand them. And you know what? I bet you there are scientists out there that if you wanted to go to a lab, they would have let you kindly go in and learn all the things you needed to learn.
And that is the science of biochemistry.
That is the science of biochemistry. The terms that are used to describe the processes that happen naturally in all living things. Yes, that is biochemistry. The words we use to describe them are just the words we use to describe, but these things are actually happening.
Because my challenges would be from a scientific base. And if I didn't understand science, then I would be lost.
I think you're lost.
And they would gain momentum when they should not. So I decided to go into the scientific understanding of these things we call herbs.
The scientific understanding of these things we call herbs. And the way he says herbs just cracks me up. He's like, herbs. Like, as if, like, the word herb isn't even a real word. He's like, no. Like, herb isn't even the real thing it's called. Like, herbs are actually not made of protein. They're actually the plants that aren't made of protein. And I can prove that for a fact.
And what we found, that there is nothing on the planet that assimilate and could be of usefulness, save that substance is electrical. And the only electric substance on the planet is a natural plant.
This man just said that the only electrical substance... Wait, hold on. Did he say natural? Totally. Did he say natural? Let me go back and listen that quick. The only electric substance on the planet... breathe. Okay, we're gonna make it through this. Okay. Sir, do you understand that your neuro system in your body is electrical? The thoughts that you're having, all the impulses that you're having, the thing that connects your brain, what's going on all up in here, right? The thing that's making you say all these dumb things, like what's going on right now, is electrical. Yes, it is true. Human beings have electrical properties. You want to understand how that works, okay? You weren't alive then, but for anybody who who maybe thinks this guy has any credibility, if you use a smartphone, the reason why it works when you touch the screen is because of the electrical output that you put off with your own body, right? I mean, there's so many other ways I could describe this to you, but if you even think this guy is remotely serious, or you could even think that he's actually scientifically literate, there's no helping you. So, I mean, if I can't use that analogy and get you to believe and understand, like, this guy is full of shit, then you're fucked. That's it. You're screwed.
No, I do not subscribe to melanin.
It's not something that you can subscribe to. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be very clear. We always should be skeptical in the scientific community, and in our lives, we should always be asking questions, okay? But melanin is not something that you subscribe to. It's not a belief. It's a fact.
So we have to again go back to the drawing board.
No, we are fine. We're good. We got the picture. You're the one who's going back to the drawing board and doodle something else up, right? And maybe when you look at it this time, right, it's like you're looking at a picture of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and we're telling you, like, bro, it's tilted. And he's like, every time he draws it, it's straight up. He's like, yeah, perfect, that's it. And we're like, no, it's off to the side a little bit. No, it's straight up. What are you talking about? He draws it wrong every time. Draw it the way you see it, because that's how it is.
The USHA research disregard the word melanin. For instance, if melanin determined life, why is it then that when people come to us with nerve problems, with energy problems, we give them the substance known as iron? It's a mineral. Straining that iron with carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The CHO chain is the chain of life. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Melanin has no place in that biochemical structure. So I'm extremely sorry.
Okay, so for one, I feel like Dr. Sebi is very Afrocentric or Eurocentric, and he really believes that melanin, like the theory of melanin or what it is some sort of way to perpetuate some kind of agenda, or it's something where it's actually a process of the body where it's like really introverted and it has a lot to do with the biological properties. So maybe he's actually very illiterate with these things, and I want to correct him, as I want to very much so. You know, melanin itself, like the thing that's in your skin, it has nothing to do with other biological processes outside of what color your skin is. I mean, it just absorbs those pigments because it's trying to keep you safe and protect you and your body. And, you know, it takes the brunt of a lot of the force you get from the sun. It's just an important component of your hemoglobin, the substance in red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to transport it throughout your body. Hemoglobin, remember, represents about 2/3 of the body's iron, and if you don't have enough iron, your body can't make enough healthy oxygen-carrying red blood cells. So, I mean, of course, baby, iron's going to boost your energy because it's the main component in the hemoglobin that you need, okay? I can see that. Okay, so, all right, fair enough. I'll give you that. I'll throw you that bone. But when it comes to biological processes, Dr. Sebi, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. And I don't know if this lady that was interviewing you sounds a lot like Oprah Winfrey, but if she really believed the shit you said, I have lost all respect for it. Alright guys, well, that's the end of this video. But like I said, if you enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, share. Let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section below. Do you think Dr. Sebi was making any sense? Do you think that I did a good job debunking this video? As always, stay beautiful. Catch you around the flip. And of course, this post has just gotten pwned. See ya.